Welcome back to another episode of Cloth Talk Podcast. I know you guys who are normally used to watching me on YouTube and watching the footage, the setup is different as y'all can see. But for those who are listening on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all those apps, you are welcome back. It's been a while. So thanks for coming back with your boy right here on Cloth Talk Podcast. Today I am joined by some very positive people out in Jackson, Mississippi, doing some positive things with this movement they have started, and I just want to talk to them about it, and we're gonna get into it. So right now we're joined by Jamey and Calicia, who's off camera right now. Y'all can't see her, but I'm pretty sure y'all will hear her chime in from time to time.
Yeah.
She's present.
She give a direction. She be riding on the drive thing and remember this. Yes, yeah, so
Right. She said what? Brain and muscle, right?
Absolutely.
That's great, man. So what I kind of wanted to start off with this, man, like I showed you like a little earlier, like all the stuff that I wrote down. It's kind of the beginning process for Hello Black Man. Where did that I guess that idea start? Where did that come from?
Well, I guess the thing about it is most great ideas come from trying to solve a problem. When your back is against the wall and you're like, man, I got to figure something out. I got to, people walking from, here to there say, hey, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. So, we need a car. Oh, we need a plane. Come on, get from point A to point B a lot faster. So I think most great ideas come from, a need being pressed.
Yeah.
So, I'm a recent divorcee.
Okay.
And my son had been staying with his mom and worked it out to where, he was going to come stay with me.
Gotcha.
Come stay with dad. And so dad and mom have a very different way of communicating.
Like night and day.
Yeah, night and day. I am get up, get it done. Why this ain't done? What you waiting on? Shut it off. And she may, at times may explain in a different way. I'm looking for some consistent behaviors, consistent things to happen without me telling you. Garbage goes Monday, Thursday. I have to tell you every Monday, Thursday to take the garbage out.
Yeah.
Every Monday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Don't leave the house without the garbage being taken out. Like, it's easy. It's 2 days a week. So
yeah. It's not that hard to follow.
It's not that hard. Like, what's the hold? So it became a point to where if I just felt like we could figure out a way to communicate better. Or I could get to know him. He's getting into his teens, and I wanted him to know me. Now, at certain things at his age, he's in the Fortnite and basketball and his friends and stuff like that, and Snapchat and stuff. And of course, I have I guess a full time, I guess I was calling it a corporate blue collar job at Nissan North America here in Canton, Mississippi. I've been out there for years, automotive manufacturing.
Nice.
And it just seemed to be, miscommunication. And I said, well, there's some things you need to know about me. The reason I guess, perform the way I do or act the way I do, he may not understand. Some things about him that, I don't understand why he doesn't see certain things important. He may value different things that I value.
Yeah.
And when I started to think about it, I said, wow, some of these things that I want him to know about me, I don't know about my dad. So there are some generational things. There are some generational opportunities.
Right.
I said, well, I'll try to figure out. My dad's a businessman. My dad is a bricklayer. He's a pastor.
Okay.
And, there's having some questions that I have never asked him face to face. I imagine what he would say. Kind of say, my dad, what motivates him? It must be this, it must be that. But I never looked at him face to face and said, hey, Dad, what motivates you? What motivates you to do these things?
Yeah.
So I just start writing down all the questions I wanted to ask my dad.
Right.
Writing down a lot of the questions some things that I wanted my son to know about me. And I said, so, this will be the basis of it, and then I got with my son and say, tell me some things you want me to know about you. And it started evolving. So, and that was the birth of it there.
Wow.
Got started there, and we moved to, my mother is a, very unique person. She's kind of on the militant side.
like most black women are.
Yeah. And I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I got an older daughter as well, 22 years old. Okay. And it was one of those things where it was some communication that I wanted to ensure was passed generationally, either from grandmother to mother, from my mother to my daughter, or something that she could share with me that we hadn't had the conversation. Yeah. So that's where the Hello Black Woman come in.
Yeah.
We went to Hello Black Child, something a lot more interactive, a lot more imaginative. I think that a lot of children get their imagination taken away early about what they can do and what they can't do, and stuff like that. And then we went to the teen, and the teen in this era, they face things that I can't even imagine.
Oh man, this generation coming up today, whoo!
I can't imagine.
I can't keep up.
Access to millions of people at 16, 17. I cannot.
Man, they have a whole life of their own that you wouldn't even realize. Like, you doing all this?
Yes.
Like, I didn't even know you was into this. What you doing? Yeah, they grow up so fast. I don't have kids of my own yet, but just from the outside looking in, just seeing, it's like, man, like, being aware.
Yeah, someone's exposure, they can, mistakes that I made or could have made at that age, if they make those mistakes, they're famous.
Yeah.
They're infamous. They can't make those mistakes. They can't, have an accident. They can't do something under the influence. It's recorded. It's on every social media site.
Yeah. Everything is documented. Everything
is documented. For the rest of your life, somebody have that clip, somebody have that audio clip, video clip, whatever. So it's a lot of pressure. Yeah. And when they express themselves.
Yeah.
So either they're suppressed, so suppressed, and they don't have opportunity to express themselves, or they don't have the avenue to know how to express themselves. So that's a portion I wanted to get into, the teen era. And like I said, all the books have been doing, all the journals have been doing really, really well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I seen because Alicia, she sent me Calicia, she sent me a link to your Facebook page, and I seen that y'all did some phenomenal work. You surpassed your donation goal for the thing. And I saw the video you posted, and I could tell like you were just overwhelmed by the support.
Dude, I was blown away because I'm one of those guys. I like to have everything kind of lined up before I, step out and make announcements. So, I kind of got everything lined up. I said, well, Father's Day is coming up.
Right.
Got 4th of July coming up, and there's a lot going on. We still got a lot of pandemic stuff, and we still got a lot of movements, and there's a lot going on right now. So I'll set the goal for the end of July.
Yeah.
And it give people time to give $1, give $5, and give 10 or whatever. Let a couple of paydays roll around.
Yeah.
And so literally, I posted it, and I got a couple, $20 donations. And I was like, wow, And I had to go to work today and get some stuff done, and my phone was off for a couple of hours. It was off, and so when I turned my phone on, I was getting these notifications. I'm like, what is going on? like, what's really going on?
Yeah.
I had to go within 2 hours. And I appreciate, my support system and everybody that, chipped in, is chipping in now. It allowed to do more. I set a goal to do 5 women and 5 men. It's like right now we're on pace to do 15 to 20.
Man.
So personalized journals for those young men and women.
That's awesome. That's great work, man.
Yeah.
That leads into my next question. Actually, I was just because when I was looking at through the website, your Facebook page, the Twitter, your Instagram, all your accounts and everything that's associated with Hello Black Man, it seems like the Hello Black Man brand has grown so fast for you guys. How were you able to gain that amount of support? Like it just seemed like it just, like just took off. I'm like, man.
Listen, I promise you that, I work with other people as far as, branding and marketing and helping people. I do it for, some, I won't say clients, but friends, close friends, helping with it. I think people see it, and it's not just a business. I think people don't see it as just a business. How they see it as a movement, and it came, before, I guess this last huge uprising of the last month or so.
Right.
So I was able to, kind of document that and, show that, we're abreast of all situations. I think people are just wanting outlet. There's a different outlet, a different to be able to document some of the things. It's been mind blowing to me because I've been doing it for about 10 years.
Oh wow!
Have done some venue stuff, but nothing has grown this way.
Right.
Organically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We
had a lot of things planned, a lot of trips planned, literally a month before this all happened.
Yeah.
We actually launched in November, like the first week of November. My birthday is the 6th of November, so I said, well, I'll on my birthday and start putting it out there.
Yeah.
And here we are 7 months post birth, and we're 10,000 followers just on.
That's a crazy amount of growth because I'm sure, like, as you know, like when you first kind of start something, that awareness and getting the brand out there, getting people aware, getting the support, it's hard, especially for us Black folk.
Listening. Don't drop your head. You're going to run into a roadblock. Yeah. It is hard because so many people are doing so many things.
Exactly.
When you get on Facebook, Instagram, actually you're just bombarded. You're bombarded with information, with things you want to see, things you don't, opinions of people you want to hear from, and then if you're open-minded, you may want to hear some opposing views. It's a lot out there. So to be able to gain that traction, man, it's been a huge blessing for me.
That's amazing, man. So how did you, Calicia, team up with this? How did y'all come together and kind of form it?
Well, I guess it's one of those things that we had an opportunity. She's been with me working with, had a venue downtown Jackson with photography. And once I said, hey, listen, this is no lie. Once I formulated the idea, when I told her about, hey, I think this journal, this is what I want to do. I was literally so nervous. I was so nervous because I said, okay, I'm of course try to get everything legitimate and stuff like that. I said, man, I know someone has this name. I said, but I know someone has already, went through this avenue. And there's, other opportunities out there, other journal lines, things like that. And she was like, if it's for you, it's for you. I'm looking up, Hello Black Man, Hello Black Woman. So, oh, this open. Okay, let's get it. Let's trademark this. Let's do this. Let's get this. So she's been a huge. And as she says background work, but I'm telling you, she stays on me. You know how like, okay, man, today, like who we gotta talk to today? Like we gotta do what today? We gotta go what? And so she usually has I'm looking at the whiteboard over here now, and it's about stickers and ambassadors and shirts and cards, and we're trying to work on this stuff called Marketplace Mondays, and we're coming out. Like she has it lined out,
Wow.
very particular, and that's what I need, you know.
Yeah.
As the discipline part of the business, and I'm the speaker, the outbound, the show, the talking.
Yeah.
So we work really, really well together.
That's great. That's great. It's good to have that partnership to
Oh my God,
help you steer and navigate things, because trying to do it by yourself, you burn yourself out.
out. Yes.
Definitely. When I was on the Facebook page for Hello Black Man, and I went to the About section, and I really, really love the mission and the goal of it. When I was reading the mission that you guys have, I was like, oh man. So I just want to kind of like dive into that, because I see that you said that its main goal or vision per se, to bridge that generational gap between you know, the young coming up and the older. Like you kind of was saying the story between you and your dad, and you kind of seen that cycle happening again with you and your son. He's like, you know what, it's time to break this.
It is. I guess the generational thing is, I think, what has been, I don't want to say it's been taken away, but because we have so many options for our entertainment and for our time, I think over the course of the last 10 years, 15 years, because, you know, I guess gaming really came about in the late mid 90s, and this, you know, this Nintendo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I went through basically almost all of college. I graduated from Alcorn State University. And I went through just about all of college with no real internet. Like, you know, it was like, you know, my last 2 years to where you could, you know, get on, you know, Black Planet and .com,
Yeah.
and, you know, MySpace, like all this stuff. You know, we were, you know, getting ready to graduate college.
Yeah.
Until it got there, we had no cell phone service out there.
Hey.
It was different. It was just different, you know. And just a generational thing. I want to be able to see connections. I want to be able to see, I guess, time spent, quality time spent between generational. Now, when I grew up, when we left church on Sundays, you know, in the country, we would stop at the old home place, what they would call it. You know,
home place.
Right. The grandmother, the great grandmother, you know what I'm saying, all stayed in one house. And we was literally spend all Sunday evening with family.
Wow.
Talking about stuff, talking about school, talking about what you want to do when you grow up. You know, had that conversation. We used to, you know, when I was growing up, I could not eat in my room. You would not take a plate to your room, take some real food, like take some food to your room. Like, no, sir. My mom would lose her mind. I wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
You eating at the table.
That's right.
You were eating at the table.
Yeah.
And you would have the conversation about school, about this, about are you prepared for this? Or this is what I did today, and I got this going on with, you know, this stuff. And so I think a lot of that just kind of lost. Kind of time consumed away.
Yeah.
So I want because my relationship with my dad has been great.
Yeah.
And I actually met my dad at 16 years old.
Really? Oh, wow.
And no regrets, nothing like that, but we really have an awesome relationship. But the relationship, you know, picked up at 16 and going. What it has done is a lot of the questions, deep, probing, intriguing questions, I've never looked him eye to eye as a man and asked him those things. That goes missing. And I want my son to see my relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
Him to have that relationship to where he knows what has motivated his grandfather, what has motivated me. Now he has two options to say, these things motivated my granddad, these things motivated my dad. I could pull from those things and already have some motivation at 15, 16 years old. I can start those things. One of the questions in the journal is, you know, tell me about a time when your anger overtook you, you know what I'm saying? Got out of hand, out of character. But I've never asked my dad anything like that. And my dad storyteller. He likes to talk, and one of those guys. When he started talking, everybody just kind of get quiet, like I'm listening.
Yeah.
I've never asked him that kind of direct question, and now I get an opportunity to see, what kind of situation my dad was in, or what made him, lose his anger. Same thing with me. So now my son can avoid it.
Yeah.
The kind of triggers that may be generational, and he can avoid it. He can, hey, I don't want to put myself in a situation. I need to learn how to, figure out how to control my anger right now.
Yeah.
Being in a situation that could put him in a worse situation.
Yeah.
Stage.
All right. Yeah, it's just making me think about like when I came up, because I'm not originally from here in Ohio. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from Philly. I'm an East Coast guy.
Okay.
So it's just making me think about like when I grew up in my relationship with my father. He was like kind of like in and out dad, like he was distant because him and my mom had split after they had us, me and my older sister, and it just made me think like, man, like I really don't. At the time, I was like, I don't know him. Like, I don't know my dad. Like, I know he's my dad. I know that. But who is he as a person? Who is he as a man? Like, what are your interests? I knew he paint cars. I knew he loved to paint cars. That's all I knew about the guy.
Yeah.
Then like you just hearing you talk about like that approach is like, I don't think we don't know how to approach that conversation. It's like it's maybe like a fear, like I don't know what to say, I don't know how to ask it. So with your journal, I think that's like a real useful tool to help kind of guide that process, to kind of like just like ease into it to where it helps you. You know what? This is kind of like what's on my mind, what I want to talk about. So I wish things like that was available to us. Like I could see this being available like in a school program.
We are trying hard to get into the educational system here. I mean, literally nationwide. I would love to see it implemented to where, I'm working with one of the teachers in Houston, and he has some, I guess, some less fortunate, troubled, labeled, teams, and he's getting books from them like every other week.
Oh, that's great.
Man, they absolutely love someone asking them something.
Yeah, right.
So just the fact they're in a group and they're able to share those things, they've never been asked, kind of pushed to the side, or had one incident, and now they are, viewed as not equal.
Yeah.
And for somebody to take a little time out with them and says, "Hey, I want to know how you feel about this."
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you any insight. I'm not going to tell you what I think you should think. But this is all you. Get it all out, and now I want to take it all in.
Right, and it also eliminates that process of judgment. Or feeling judged, because like coming up as a especially as a black man, you talk to people like, man, you don't. Come on, man. Like, man up. Like, what you crying? You on your feelings? Oh, your dad not around, so you want to cry? But yeah, I want to cry, motherfucker. My dad not here. But like you grow like, yo, man.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. You know what they say.
And
you. Man, my dad didn't even know my birthday. You don't want to cry.
Right.
Oh, my dad.
I can remember countless times where I wanted to show emotion because my dad said he was going to come pick us up and didn't show up, but couldn't because I got my group of guy friends. If I, they gonna eat me alive. That's food right there.
Dinner. Stop, baby.
Right. So like I think that's such a dope thing to have that outlet. And to where you won't even have to share it with nobody. It's yours. It's yours. Yeah. You ain't gotta,
What's been great is I've seen, I guess, depending on what they want to do with it. I have a guy. He's been a great component and really pushed the brand. He says his journal is just for one of his daughters. They have a bond. He says certain things in this journal, just him and her know. Just him and her. He's able to share some things with her that he feels like he couldn't share with his best friend.
Yeah.
Can't share moments, and I can share this with my daughter.
Yeah.
And some people, it's just for them.
That's right.
You know, it's just to get those things out, get that stress off your back, get that stuff out mentally. You have some things you want to write down, and you're able to do it. Yeah. And I have a cousin of mine, and what he does is once a week, he sits his family down. So he has the Hello Black Man, the Hello Black Woman, and the Hello Black Child. It was a young daughter. And they sit down about 30 minutes at the end of the week, and they swap journals.
Oh, wow.
So they've had all week to complete their question, and they literally just go in and have it like homework for the week. We on week 3, week 14.
Yeah.
Out everything, and then they have 2 journals to read. The wife and the daughter, and the wife reads, the daughter and the husband's, and he said it's been phenomenal.
Wow.
It's kind of go over. That's what we're missing. Now they have to come up with what do we talk about tonight, or a topic of conversation. It's intriguing. It's a question that, the wife has probably never asked the husband over the course of 20 years. It feels like he feels a certain way, but now he's able to express it. Yeah. And talk about, I guess, the way that the questions are targeted. You have an opportunity to write down your full answer without any influence. I ask you, okay, who's your favorite football team?
Philadelphia Eagles.
You the Eagles. Okay, look. so this is great. This is great. Because if I ask you that, at some point during the conversation, I'm going to tell you who my favorite football team is. There's no way this conversation is going to go one way.
Yeah.
When the topic comes up, because I'm a diehard Washington Redskins fan. And so at some point, I'm going to tell you about how good my team, with this close, with 2 players away.
Yeah.
At some point, it'll just be a debate.
Yeah.
So what these questions do is they kind of take the debate out. Because if some of these conversations are started just between me and you talking, you may not get your whole point out. Never get to tell me I went to the Eagles game at 3 years old and I got a Eagles hat signed by Jerome Brown. You may never get to that stuff. Yeah. And it may be important because I'm going to be talking loud about we got Chase Young, we got Sweat.
Right.
I'm going to cut you off. And that's how conversations go. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of conversations go. So this gives the person, the owner of the journal, to be able to write out how they feel unabridged.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's dope. We're right here on Cloth Talk Podcast, talking with Jamey and Calicia right out there in Jackson, Mississippi. Make sure y'all go check out helloblackman.com, where you can also donate, which I will be doing once this check clear. I got you. Go ahead, send a donation your way, because obviously I got to support this. There's no way you cannot support a movement and an organization like this. So make sure y'all go ahead and check out helloblackman.com. Also follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and the Facebook page. Everything Hello Black Man.
Yeah, we're running, man. We're trying to run, man. We're trying to get it done.
That's dope. That's dope. So what I wanted to also talk to you about too is, because this had me thinking about single mothers raising boys, right? So here we have, especially largely, he said, I'm one of them too. He said, you looking at one. That's perfect. So you can obviously relate to this. So like when I look at it, as far as the larger scope in the Black community, there's a large percentage of Black young women raising boys where the father is absent. And that results, and it could be debated, it results into a lot of misguidance, if you will, when it comes to boys, because a woman can't raise a man. It just can't do it.
From a present standpoint.
Exactly. My point exactly. A lot of people get offended by that. Like, what you mean? I'm raising my son. Like, I'm not saying that you're not doing a good job or the best you can. You obviously are. But what I'm saying as far as making that boy a man, a gentleman, Woman can't do that. So what I wanted to ask you, as far as when you kind of look at that, do you see that women can kind of, by their scornness, their hurt, their scorn, they may transfer that into that boy? You see what I'm saying?
It is possible, but I guess I want to backtrack a little because I have a very interesting viewpoint on how boys or girls end up with the mother in the first place.
Please share.
So check this out. Man, woman, have a child. Child is 14 years old.
Okay.
In most cases, if the two decide to split, boy or girl, the children go with the mother. The children are awarded to the mother.
Yeah.
Regardless of the situation. Let's just say both of them are upstanding citizens. And I know it's a case-by-case basis. Hey, my baby daddy on drugs. Okay, of course, he don't get the kid.
Right.
But let's say these are two adults doing well for themselves, and they have this, falling out of love or decide to go in a different direction. They're not up against any kind of criminal codes or nothing like that. They just decided to split.
Yeah.
Why is it that the mother now has to work, go to school, and has full responsibility of the children?
That's a lot.
And now the father is able to move around freely, start another family, another business, another this. I feel like if the father is capable, and someone has to judge what's capable is, I think every male child should be with the father. Every single male child should be in the father's custody, and I think that would change a lot in our society. That man accountable for his actions.
Right.
Just the mother should be held accountable, because if this is what happens when the kids are with the father, no one questions if he's still a good father.
Right.
In the community will question.
Yeah.
If you and your wife broke and the kids go with her, you still a good father, man. They do the best you can. They do right by your kids. That's gonna be it. But if the kids aren't with the mother, she's a terrible mother.
You're right.
It's automatic. It's an automatic in our community. If the kids are with the father, well, she don't want to raise her kids. She don't want to do this. It to me is just mind blowing, and it took me to just, I guess, step back and take a look at it. But my mother was married to my stepdad, and went through some abusive times there. And my mother ended up getting a divorce. So I guess I was maybe 11, 12 years old. So basically, she raised me, throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
And there's definitely things that she is not able to instill. Now, as far as discipline, as far as order, as far as all, I knew it was certain things she would not allow. But the presence of a positive male role model in a child's life is absolutely, it is needed. It is a need.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've been working with some mentor programs, trying to figure out how to, give you some time up and get people together. But hopefully, single mothers see that, if they are transferring any of the negative energy into a child or father, if they do it, it will be returned. They will see it.
Yeah.
They will see that attitude. They will see that vengefulness. So just got to be, mindful of the seeds.
Yeah.
Planting in any, especially a child.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I just see like a lot of women with these single boys, and because they're so hurt by the what we call a baby daddy. I hate that term so much. The father of the kid, your daddy ate shit. Your dad did this. Your dad a fuckboy. And you're telling your kid this about your father, like regardless of personal
it can
feelings
hurt.
to get it. You why would you paint that picture? Like,
Yeah, and it can build something up in the child to where the father can't penetrate it, even if
exactly.
wanted to do all the right things. If it's instilled the right way, what you call, I guess, indoctrinated. If it's indoctrinated into the child, even no matter how that mother feels personally, if the father is doing right by the child,
you can't win.
I would, ask her to just step back and allow him to have their relationship with the child, her boy.
Right. Another thing I wanted to talk with you about is the role that imagery and society plays on our kids, as far as, like, especially the generation we're living in now with social media, internet, TV, whatever they're consuming. And this is kind of ties into one of the things I want to talk to you about as well, as far as like what is considered a quote unquote real man. So we're gonna slow walk that one. We're gonna get into that.
Okay.
But as far as like what we see in our society and images, how do you see that as far as like the amount that it affects on a person's their identity? Like if I see Young Thug, he got all the women, got all the cars, all the money, all this. He's famous. As a little boy, if I constantly see that, I hear it in the car when I'm riding, when dad's driving. I see the music videos. I'm on IG. I'm consuming all this. And they believe that if that's what, if that can get me that, I want to be that.
Yeah.
You see?
I think what's accessible and what is allowed are two avenues that are going to shape a child or a young adult, an impressionable 17, 18-year-old.
Yep.
If they see these ways or these lifestyles as something that they can access, and they don't see any repercussions behind it.
Exactly.
Now, I know there's a lot of rappers, and then certain rappers, have a certain lifestyle, and they may get some spotlight when something bad happens. But I'll probably say 90-95% of the arrests or jail time, it gets no airtime. You don't get it. So they don't see that. All they see is their mainstream rappers still rapping, still doing this, still buying $1 million houses and stuff like that.
Yep.
And it doesn't register as it should. It doesn't register. If they knew how many rappers were incarcerated in their local prison, not saying rap is bad, just saying that lifestyle could lead to things that are not, I guess, in the best light.
Yeah, exactly.
Situations or what they feel like they need to do to survive. A lot of it is, I guess, just predicated to, if that child is impressionable. Now, I grew up UGK, Tupac, Biggie, the Hot Boys.
3 6 Mafia.
Yeah, 3 6 Mafia. I knew not to try that.
That's right.
I knew that mama would kill me before the Hot Boys killed me.
You had enough common sense.
I had enough common sense. It just wasn't in me. But if my circle didn't do it either. Now, if had you, am I around that circle of people? And I'm from a small country town, Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Shout out to Hazelhurst. My environment didn't produce that. I didn't stay in downtown Chicago, LA, New York, to where the streets are a lot meaner than than the roads I grew up on.
Yeah.
And what they think surviving is and what it takes to survive or make ends meet is a lot different here than there.
Yeah.
I just think that imagery can definitely cast a shadow over what a person wants to do. It can definitely put that shadow on what I think making it looks like. Making it to me, Navigator with 28s and rims and this and gold chains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's making it to them. To me, making it was a couple Tommy Hilfiger shirts.
Yeah.
I got a couple Tommys. I'm clean. I'm fresh.
Yeah.
Need it. If I got $40 in my pocket, I'm balling for the weekend.
That's right.
It was just different. What we access here and what they are accessing in different areas is just totally different.
Yeah. Where do you stand on the nature versus nurture debate as far as what is the greatest like when they say like who really raises our kids, is nature versus nurture? Where do you stand on that?
I think it's also a case by case basis.
Yeah.
I think it is, and I would love to give you a definitive answer saying it's nature, only nature.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: my mother, going through school, she really pushed me to do well in school and doing these things. But I had a friend tell me in school one time, "Hey man, you need to tighten up. You don't tighten up, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, flunk out?" All that talking my mom did, all that talking, it didn't register. It did not register the same as when someone else told me.
Yeah.
So she done all the nurturing, she said all the right things, but it wasn't until I would say it was nature, because he was in my environment at the time.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, then changes are made. And I tell, I guess, moms with sons and all the time, I tell him to clean up his room, I tell him to do this, he don't do it. I say it's gonna take, one little girl tell him, man, your shirt ain't.
Yep.
You're not washing your shoes. And he will be a different person the next day.
Yeah.
Fresh, I need a lime, mama, I need some stars, I need this.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Yeah.
So it's a balance. But a lot of it just deals with being able to communicate. If it's nature or nurture. If that person is able to communicate, openly and effectively based on their surroundings, then they can take the nurturing and it can be explained to them, this is why I'm doing this. This is what I'm going to teach you right now. A lot of lessons that we get taught, there's no explanation. There are no fine lines. I'm doing this because of this. We're eating at home. Like I say, I don't have McDonald's money. Well, I'm telling you, this is what I'm saving for this. This is what needs to happen. There's no explanation. It is, you're not getting it. Move on.
That's right.
Don't get it. I said you ain't gonna get it. We going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
All right.
And there's no underlines. So listen, this is why I was sick one day last week, so my check is short. So this is up. So this needs to happen.
Yep.
Gas bill is this. None of that. You get none of the information.
Yeah.
You know why?
You just told no.
You just get the what. You don't know the why. So the communication part is missing.
Yeah.
From a lot of the nurturing that we get.
That's big.
We do, but the why part. This is why this is important. I think that's a key element that I think needs to be that's improved in our community.
Yeah, because you're right. Because definitely a lot of parents don't feel like they need to explain myself to a kid. Like, boy, you paying bills? Just shut up then.
That's it. No explanation.
Explain myself to this boy. Go upstairs.
That's it. But that's exactly the conversation that we don't have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because when he's struggling with bills, he's gonna tell his son the same thing.
That's
when
right.
Mother is struggling with a financial situation, she's going to be frustrated and not be able to communicate with the child. Say, hey, this is what's got going on. I'm stressed out right now. I got to make ends meet. So we got to cut back here. We got to cut the cable off. We got to cut this off. We got to, this is what needs to happen. And unfortunately, we're in this situation together.
Yep. That's right. Goes back to what you were saying about breaking that generational curse.
That's it.
We're right here at Call Talk Podcast talking with Jamey and Calicia, founders of Hello Black Man. Make sure you visit the website, helloblackman.com. Follow them on Instagram, IG, Facebook, Twitter, the big three. You know where it is. A couple more questions here. Then I'm gonna let you guys go. I will take up your whole Saturday.
Good, man. Come on with
Okay, great. We rolling then. Cool. So we were talking about kind of transitioning to quote unquote a real man, what a real man is, coming off that, that imagery portion we were just discussing. There's a lot of talk, especially in our community. What is a real man? A real man is this. A real man does this. A real man don't do this. There's so many unwritten rules that a lot of people get lost in the sauce when it comes to, well, I'm a real one. I'm a real man. I'm it is like, well, what is a real man? There's no rule book. There's no brochure. There's nothing to say this is what makes a real man. We just kind of just slap a label on it. If you go to jail, you're a real man. If you do a prison, if you got a body, you're a real man. All that stuff. But it ain't. I don't hear a lot of. If you got your own business, maybe you're a real man. If you're a good father to your kids, maybe you're a real man. I never hear that.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those. I'll say it's one of those open book tests that I think that is often failed because there's a lot of great answers out there. There's a lot of changing that people can do along the way, even if they are labeled or looked at as a real man, as being in the streets or living a very fast lifestyle. Because a lot of times that glitz and glamour catches the eye. It catches the eye of, both men and women. So you have a guy that's working a 9 to 5, that's kind of doing okay, and he sees the glitz and glamour. He says, and he feels like he's not a real man at that point. He feels like, I don't have what this man has, so I must be lacking in something. I'm lacking in financial, lacking in mental capacity. I'm lacking in all these things. I'm feeling underappreciated. So the appreciation portion, and this is, I guess it gets kind of, I don't know, it gets kind of sketchy because, every man has an ego. Every man has an ego. And when you start talking about stroking a man's ego, oh my God, it don't always go so well.
Yeah.
Because, if you say that is something that needs to be done to boost this man's morale, boost his ability to go out and work his job and get another part-time job or be an entrepreneur or go back to school, you may need to do some. That ego may need to be stroked in such a way that he believes he can do those things. And being a real man, because of how it's viewed a lot of times from a social media standpoint, you have a man that's doing all he can. He's literally giving his all, and he is just making ends meet. He doesn't have the fly shirts and stuff like that, and he's single, looking for somebody, and it's just not working out. And when he goes on Facebook and talks a little bit, he gets 2 likes.
Yeah.
Man, you got the guy that, is living a fast lifestyle and not really caring about nothing, and he posts something and cuss somebody out and, just a different attitude.
Oh, yeah.
People love it, share it, yeah, you real for that. So this guy, man, what do I need to do? Do I need to go out here and, live a different lifestyle? So I've seen that play out. Yeah. Also seen as time progresses, and and that's something we don't know. One, how much we have, or two, what the next day holds. Yeah. So, as we are doing our 9 to 5 and entrepreneur and trying to do the right thing, people will gravitate to the positive side as time progresses. As time progresses, people will see the value in it. Yeah, I see people that. Movements that I've started or just trying to help people, they may not have seen the value 5 years ago. Yeah. Now they will say, hey, get with Jamey, he can help you out, he'll do this. But 5 years ago, like, man, he just talking about business. He making me sick every day. He's trying to tell somebody what to do with the business star. Right. But now they're like, hey, if you need something, get with him, he can help you out.
That's right.
it took time for them to grow to where they could see the value in, you know, what you're bringing to the table.
All right, they always say yeah, like they say, life is the best teacher.
It is. Oh my God.
Go through a little bit. It'll hit you.
Oh yeah, it will. It will.
So with the Hello Black Man brand, obviously you've gotten a lot of support since you started and hit the ground running with it. What have you encountered any challenges with it? Has there been anything that you hit like a roadblock, like damn it,
Look, that's I guess a Calicia answer, because a lot of the roadblocks I don't ever see. A lot of the things she says, okay, we want to do this, but I did this because this wasn't working, and we did this and we moved here. So a lot of roadblocks, she absolutely, just removing, from just from our teamwork perspective.
That's good. That's good.
All the time and effort she puts in. That's why you said having somebody to work with someone, you to really work, to really, willing to give as much time or more than you are, it's paramount to success.
Yeah.
But nothing. I think that this is there are over 40 plus million African Americans in North America alone. I think that we could get this brand in front of every single one. I think the value is there.
Yeah.
We've only had literally about 4 negative messages,
really?
on platforms. Literally about 4. This is a quick block, no reply.
Dang.
And with the way it's presented, with the Hello Black Man, I've always had somebody from another race, white, other Indian, stop me, says, tell me about your shirt, Hello Black Man. I went into a spa to get a massage card or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to buy a gift.
Okay.
And literally, there are 6 white women in the store. And so when I walk in, they look at me, they look at each other, back at me, and literally all of them said, "Hello, Black Man." I'm like, hey, I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, will I be white woman? Am I hello white woman? So, but I've had white guy stop and says, "Hello, Black Man. Tell me about your shirt. What does that mean?" And I tell them that this is that. Oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
Friends, man, that'd be something great. I can get him for a birthday or a gift or something like that. So it's been positive. One of the positive entities or stops that I've had is I was in New Orleans. My son was flying out of New Orleans one Sunday, and I had an older lady stop me. She watched me walk past, and you can tell when somebody's like beaming, like really beaming.
Yeah,
so,
you can feel it.
Right, beaming. And so she like, I wonder what that means. So when I came back, she says, "Young man, I'm sorry, I don't want to bother you or nothing like that." She says, "But I like that shirt." She says, "Just saying hello, Black Man," said, "it just made me feel like we were connected." Just saying hello.
Wow.
That's the whole goal behind the name. To when somebody just says hello, it's different than what up, hey, what up, dude. When hello is like your guard's down, like, hey, I'm welcoming you in.
Yeah.
At that point, I told her what was going on. The journal, she said, "Stop." She told me to stop talking. Over here. So tell him all about it.
Wow.
This is what it is. Do you have a journal? I said, "No, I don't have any. I'm just bringing my son out here to take a flight." She's like, "Well, how do we get a journal?" I said, "Well, you can go to helloblackman.com and do this and get a website." She said, "Wait a minute, hold on, let me get my phone." And so literally, she pulled her phone out. She bought journals right there. She said, "No." Through it. I ain't good with this old Facebook stuff. And walk me through it. I want the journals right now.
Wow.
Great. So it's really been phenomenal. The support, the people, my city here, Jackson, Mississippi, Hazelhurst. I get a lot of support in Orlando. And so every 2 or 3 weeks, we'll go through and look at the demographics of the likes and stuff like that on our page.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of time. It's literally, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, just seeing the amount of the momentum that y'all have gained just in less than under a year. Like you saw 6-7 months. That's the momentum is just right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's literally right there.
That's great. I wanted to switch gears because I know earlier you mentioned that you have daughters as well. And I think the dope thing about the Hello Black Man brand is also that, like you talked about earlier, that it doesn't just cater to Black men.
Right.
You also hitting, young girls, the
yes. Hello Black, you got the Hello Black woman, the Hello Black teen, and the Hello Black child. So in every journal is unique. Every journal has specific questions for those people that's going to have it in their hand.
Yeah.
Just from a Hello Black woman standpoint, like I said, just having that generational wealth knowledge, because my daughter is not going to get to know my mother through Facebook.
Yeah.
And my mother is not taking a bunch of pictures. She is not answering a bunch of questions. Like, this is not who she is. So this is my goal. So as Hello Black Man, as it evolves, there'll be more, additions to Hello Black Man.
Nice.
Some will be specific related to certain subjects. Some will be general, like this one. So imagine this. Imagine in 100 years from now, and my son's grandson needs some answers. He can grab old man Jamey Jenkins off the shelf. And my great granddad, wrote this book. And it's all about answers. What pushed him, what drove him, what mistakes he made. What was his biggest mistake in life? He had something. He's feeling really down. He has something in his hand, and it's not something that can be digitally deleted.
Right, exactly. It's
it's not something to be it's my handwriting. He stopped taking time out to write something down to help him.
Yeah.
So passed down from me to my son, from my son to his son, from his son to his son, and now you have a library of answers. Pull from for our family forever.
That's powerful. That's really powerful. That's powerful. I was just thinking about like the power of writing, just how underrated that is. Like,
it's a forgotten art.
Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure today, in today's society world, I don't think a lot of us are picking up pens and pads. everything is this.
Poetry was so huge when I was in high school. To write a little poetry, like, that was dope. Like, you could make something rhyme and it makes sense. like, that was dope. But when you got into the late 90s, early 2000s, you're like, you write poetry. Right. Put that down. That's so dumb. It's just one of those things that kind of, and I'm glad to see it picking back up now as far as being able to, speak and eloquently describe certain situations. I love the momentum that genre is picking up right now. Yeah. But it's one of those just forgotten things. I'll never forget one summer when I was at Alcorn, maybe my freshman and sophomore summer, I decided to write down, this the summer, things I did, places I went. And that is easily one of the most memorable summers of my life. Not because of what I did was so spectacular, but because I wrote it down, I can kind of remember. I can remember we did this, we were here this weekend, with the Alabama one weekend, with Atlanta, we did that. A lot of my college is just a blur. I was okay, I'm graduating, okay, like, man, what time went? But then, because I wrote things down, I can recall it. Yeah. I can recall it, at 41 years old. Yeah. So it's so underrated. Yeah. It is so therapeutic also.
Yeah, and it can help you become a better communicator too, because you got
Yeah,
thoughts in your head. He's like, how do I get this out? Just start writing and it'll just flow.
it
And,
will.
and it helps you become more expressive as well as a
That's
person.
it.
Just get it out.
That's it.
2 more questions and we're gonna wrap up. I
That's
know we've been
good.
going for a while. I got 2 more here. So tell me about the I was on the website and I see that you're organizing a conference.
Yes.
So what is this conference going to be?
So the conference, and like I said, this is something that we're trying to push through
Yeah.
digitally, and because of the coronavirus and things of that nature. And that we wanted to see Black men at the forefront.
Mm.
We wanted to have all Black male vendors, all Black male speakers,
Wow.
from police officers to political figures come in and just give some answers. Have some show and tell from being, unfortunately, if an officer approaches you, like how do you handle the situation? Like how young men need to be there. How are you handling yourself during this situation from a mental standpoint? I'm 41 years old. I recently had, I guess, my first encounter with a psychiatrist.
Oh, wow.
And that is something, you tell somebody you've been a psychiatrist, that's it.
Right.
There's nothing else. You have to be crazy. You have to be nuts.
Yeah.
Psychiatrist.
That's right. Like, what, you went to?
Oh man, he's crazy. I knew it.
Yeah.
So from a mental standpoint, what would make you healthy? Or do you know what a healthy you even is? From a financial standpoint, from credit score to savings to 401k, like, are you doing the right things? Or do you have don't talk about insurance to our community. Oh my God. Oh, don't do that, man. Don't tell me you need life insurance or extra life insurance. You mean extra $10 a month? Yes, so your son can have $1 million. Why not?
Yeah, we just not educated.
Everything. Oh my God. While Dale gives his son $600,000, and I give my son $6,000.
Yeah.
He has a lead. He has a huge advantage.
That's right.
Me and Dale's dad gonna die. Dale's dad gonna die. It's inevitable. So why not ensure that upon my untimely demise, children have a better opportunity.
Yeah.
And then from a physical standpoint, what do we put into our bodies? Like, all that will be encompassed into the conference. What is good for us? Are there certain things that we should be eating, should not be eating? I've done, if you remember Dr. Seavey, some of his I guess way of thinking. And like I said, you have a lot from a health standpoint that I just think it's a lot of things we put in our body. They are anti-African American. Like, our genes and our genomes just reject certain things. That's why you see such high rate of breast cancer in our predominantly African American women, and certain prostate cancers in certain men. And we may be eating some of the same things, but they affect us differently. So what are we going to do about it? Are we going to just say, well, I'm going to live as long as I'm going to live. I'm going to eat what I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat everything. I'm going to eat this. Like, so from a mental, physical, and financial standpoint, the conference is made to be able to open our way of thinking up, open our minds up. So we're gearing up to have it a viral conference based on everything that we've had. So we're going to push through to have the speakers on, the vendors on, time on to do what they need to do. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal thing. And like I said, it was something that it was getting so much traction so fast. And right before the the coronavirus pandemic, it was, I don't know, it blew our mind how fast it was blowing up.
Man, Man, that's how you just know something. Like when we first started the conversation, when you said like filling the void,
Yeah.
Once you plug it, the people will flood right to it because
Yeah.
they want it and it's needed. So that's dope. That's how you know it was needed. That's great. So my final question, and then we'll wrap up. The stigma of this is just like a quirky question. The stigma of men having journals. Because journaling and diary is like
diary. Yeah,
it's like a feminine thing. Like, oh, women, that's women do that. Why why would a boy have a diary?
Listen, I can assure you that any great document that men have written, if it's from the scribes, if it's from the Bible, the Quran, if it's from any legal document throughout time, all those things written by men, how they felt, and the Martin Luther King speech, all those things, they're written by man, putting everything into him out. Mm-hmm. You, as a black male, if you could get a handwritten letter from your great-great-grandfather, it would mean the world to you. Mm-hmm. If you could see his handwriting of the things he described in his time growing through, can you imagine a great journal from the year 2020, 100 years from now?
Oh, man.
Really imagine it. Say, man, 2020, let me tell you everything that happened just in this year alone.
That's right.
I know on the outset it may look like that, but if a man would ever take that and everything that was in him without being, I guess, without being involved with anything else, anybody, any kind of outside influence, and write down something and share it with somebody, mm-hmm. they would see him in a different light, and he would be a new person to that person. Yeah. My daughter, she's 16, and a lot of times she will just grab a journal and, okay, let me ask you this. So when I ask, answers, she's like, okay, and she knows me just a little bit better. She just knows who I am just a little bit more, why I act the way I act, why I talk the way I talk, why certain things bother me and certain things don't. But I think that men having journals is just a societal thing, because men write on Facebook just as much as women.
Right. They gossip just like women.
Right. Men post on Instagram just as much as women. So writing down those things, and like I said, that is something that has happened. You talked about it earlier, being ridiculed for open communication. Yep. So when that suppresses everything, and it only needs to happen a few times.
Exactly.
Now, if you are open with your feelings, acting like right. Once that happened a few times, it's a wrap.
Right. Yep.
Right. Don't ask for it. No communication. I don't know about nothing. Don't ask me. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where some of the poor communication of our men have been driven to that place.
Yeah.
Definitely been driven. So now I want us to put the car in reverse, back out, figure out our direction and write some things down. I guarantee you, if you wrote down 3 goals, small goals, and wrote them down on a sticky note and put them on your mirror, the first thing you see every day, it will make a difference than just saying, oh, I know what I need to do. Mm-hmm. It's up here. But I wrote this down to complete this week. I'm looking at it. This is not handwriting. This is me telling me, not somebody else telling me. This is me telling me I need to do that. You'll be a lot more prone to focus and say, okay, I got that done. I did that. Yeah. It will be a lot more self-fulfilling.
That's dope. I love it. Well, that's all I got here on the questions, man. I want to thank you for your time. I know our time difference was different. I had completely forgot. I was sitting here waiting. I was like, I know I said 4, right? Then I was like, oh, that's right, we're an hour difference.
Yeah, we're a little out. It's all good, man.
I was like, oh, I completely forgot. So what I want to do is, if it's okay with you, I want to make Hello Black Man and a sponsor of the podcast. I don't want nothing from you. I'm just gonna do it out of pure love.
Now, we'll make it happen, man. We'll get something to you. We'll get you a shirt. We'll get you and we're gonna make it happen, Doc. I appreciate the opportunity coming on, man. We'll be sharing your podcast on our website. We'll be sharing it on the page, man. We're going to return the networking. We're going to return the love, no doubt.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, because I definitely want to support, and I don't want the support to stop here. You know, I'm definitely going to continue to rep y'all through random episodes. Nothing that's even involved with y'all. I'm just going to say, Hello Black Man was a sponsor of this episode, and I'm going to put y'all logo right at the bottom of the screen.
I would love to figure out a way to at least do something once a quarter, man, to come back. You know, as we grow, we hit that 1 million follower to 2 million. We will not get to that place to where we're not, talking to everyone. Being part of, podcasts and stuff like that. Steve Harvey or something like that.
Oh man, yeah, there you go.
Let me show you some of my podcasts, man. Let me plug people, man. Right. This is what I want. I think it's enough out here for everybody to get the exposure that they deserve.
For sure, absolutely, for sure. That's love. Once again, it's another episode of Cloth Talk Podcast. I want to thank my guests, Jamey and Calicia, who wasn't on camera today, but she's there. she's the brain. She's here. Shout out to her for finding my podcast. So she made this happen, really. So without her, this is what happened. So big shout out to Calicia for that.
She been counting down all day because I got up and had to go to work today. You got 4 hours to your podcast. You got an hour, get your lighting right, get your this together, 30 minutes, do this, do that, get your hat with your shirt. I got everything that I'm supposed to do today.
Yeah, she got you on that schedule. Like, boom, this is what we doing. You're like, all right, I'm just tell me where to go. I'll show up.
White shirt or black shirt? You want this behind you? Hey, I got it. You got it.
I love it.
She's so excited. You all see her smiling.
Oh, she's excited. That's dope.
We'll be back. We'll schedule something with you at least quarterly, man.
Yeah, man.
Once the recording goes live, we want to make sure that it goes onto the website. We want to make sure that we post your links to the Cloth Talk podcast. We want to make sure that we're pushing you on our platform.
And I'm always doing the same. That's dope. Let them know again where they can, I've been saying it throughout the episode, but let them know where they can connect with you, go to the website, all that good stuff. Let them know. Go ahead and plug away.
All right. So my social media, Twitter is HBM Journal. So we're tweeting and retweeting all about the culture. On Facebook, it is Hello Black Man. Hit like on the page. You can scroll to community and hopefully invite as many people as you would like to be a part of the movement. We're on Instagram at Hello Black Man Journal. Hit that follow button to see the latest and greatest posts from our IG page. And then the website is helloblackman.com for your signed autographed copies of, the journals for men, women, teen, and children. Also available, all journals are available on Amazon.
Dope. There it is. Go out. I know if someone's listening is touched. I know y'all want to do it. Go ahead and do it. Don't fight it.
Don't fight it, man.
There's always someone listening that want to do it.
A great Father's Day gift.
That's right. Father's Day is right around the corner.
Right around the corner. We do have some gift sets that we're doing.
Oh, yeah, please.
1 second.
Yeah.
So you can get the journal, though. HelloBlackMan.com, you can get the signed journals, and the signed journals come with a pin and a bracelet. So what we wanted to do was kind of be able to give a man a box and be done with it.
Oh, okay.
And so you have my little quotes here. This is plain as I can put it. Any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad.
Oh, that's nice.
Inside the box, you have
look at that
logo on an all black box.
Nice.
You'll get 2 wristbands This one's is black and yellow. We have red, green, blue, purple, all colors. You full of business cards, inscribed journal.
Oh, nice.
And you'll get 2 pens. Now we got 2 nice pens to be in there. Yep. And of course, you will get your all black.
Nice.
And
oh man, perfect Father's Day's gift right around the corner. You can't beat that. Oh man, and they can get that on helloblackman.com.
Helloblackman.com. They can inbox us, and we can have it to them. Like I said, whichever way you decide to spread the word, if it's by purchase, if it's by word of mouth, man, we appreciate the opportunity for you doing so.
That's dope. Make sure y'all go out there and support Hello Black Man brand and everything affiliated with it. Let's make sure we keep the momentum going, and of course support our own, support our black businesses, support our black people who are doing positive things. So make sure y'all go ahead and do that. Once again, Jamey, thank you Calicia.
Thank you
for setting this up. Yeah, man, like you said, we'll do this quarterly, man. I'm with it. Let's do it.
I mean, count me in. We'll get it on the schedule. Calicia will get it on the schedule. Will make sure I am here. Y'all, high water. I will be here quarterly. You said you was gonna be on the podcast. Be a man of your word. Oh, don't worry. I'll be here.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope. All right, make sure y'all guys follow the podcast on Instagram. That's Cloth Talk Podcast. YouTube page, Cloth Talk Podcast. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, everywhere where you can find podcasts. Just type in Cloth Talk Podcast. You'll find it. We'll see you next time on another episode. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you.